Hello, my name is Luis Guillermo Aburto Pineda, and I want to talk about the second topic that is about reading. That is a topic that I love and that I enjoy a lot because I have read about one of the situation about differences between written and spoken. I would like to talk about McGregor, how he represents his roles that I love in his collaborative and non-collaborative um, discussion about the different roles that students may have. And it was something that really caught my attention because I consider that every role from the five that he recalled, talking about the participant, being a participant can be really common in our everyday class, right? In classes, students can identify his role as they are listening to their partners and answering to what they want to know, maybe asking for personal questions, to be an addressee as well, just with a very limited participation at the same as auditor because they are pretty similar because they can have a really poor participation, right? Over here, well, it's just someone that is just listening to someone with no control, with no participation, just because they are just passing from that part, that supermarket, and they are just listening to that one, and a judge, like a jury or something. And all these roles is important to mention that our students can play different roles as they are just listening to something. Talking about a room, a classroom, okay, our students have the chance to listen to different resources, and I would like to highlight authenticity. Okay, what is the difference between real life listening and intentional English? For example, we know that in our textbooks, in our audios that they can have access to, or that we as teachers give them, they can have different resources with slow English, academic English that they can just catch easily. But real life is different, right? So that's important for us to give them authenticity with real podcasts, with real programs, TV series, and stuff. So everything is important. Everything matters right here, right? Um, the text talks about the differences, the similarities between these forms of information that students can have in these skills. Receptive skills, as we saw the last topic that was via reading a text, and besides that, this one that is about listening. Both are related with receptive skills. The other is about productive skills that are related as well. For example, reading and writing, right? But in here, I want to talk about the main question that is about how we or how they interpret what they hear, the interpretation of this. So it's different if they're just listening at radio than if they are having a real communication with someone else. So body language matters. So gestures matters. Everything is important and it's part of communication. Communication is not just about speaking. Communication is about our physical development. So I want to talk about as a second part of this is how I teach my lesson plan in a 50-60 minutes program, and all the steps that I follow when I'm just teaching a class. Well, in my lesson plans, the very first thing is a lead in. The leading, that is putting context, our students giving or start talking about a theme, a topic. If we're talking about the ocean, if we're talking about the sea, etc. And because I'm going to introduce a topic related with water or something. So the very first thing I introduce is that leading. Then I have a pre-teach. Pre-teach is just maybe listening the very first part of an audio so they can have an idea of what's going on, so we can start using strategies predicting what is going to be in the middle, what's going to be the end of this story and stuff. So paying attention to the beginning of how a story starts is like just having an idea when we are reading something and we just read the headlines, the title, and then predict what's going on, what's coming after this. After the pre-teach, that can be main words, vocabulary, some structure and stuff, we have the gist task. What is a gist task? It's a very general task that has to do with the listening that they have just or they are going to start listening, or they have already listened, and then you have that general idea task assignment. After that gist task, they have a detailed task. So we go for small details that they can just describe what was happening, what happened after this listening, so they can just go on with the task and not stop it in just on a true or false exercise. No, they have to go more. They have to produce after listening to something. So it's a receptive and productive skills when we have integrated skills. So then we have a productive task that can be via speaking or via writing, can be any of these, but students need to go further, not just listening and giving just short answers. They have to go and produce something about what they can heard, or what they can just read. I'm talking about both possibilities. Teacher, I want to tell you that it was a really, really great idea. As I told you, I consider that is one of the most difficult areas, one of the most difficult skills, according with my experience of what have been the outcomes of my students. Thank you very much, and see you soon. Bye bye.